Welcome back to King's Revivals. And on this episode of King's Revivals, we are going to be reviving this Craftsman riding lawnmower from its grave underneath my deck. And once again, I didn't record an intro for the second time on this channel. Let's hit it. So I got a movie on the background.
Bill! It's coming! It's headed right for us! It's already here.
Brand new, the cheapest starter that Amazon will sell for this thing. This is Motor Trend now. We got brand new parts, you guys, This thing actually still weighs probably the same. Okay, so I'm here in my kitchen, just comparing the weight. So that's the weight of the original starter, except it's actually more. Yeah. So that was like 270 grams. And this thing is not right. It's like having a freak out about everything. So this is probably not correct. I think that went up to 240 last time. But, yeah. Okay, so I got the carburetor kind of sort of on there. I'm going to spray starting fluid and crank it over. The new starter's installed already. I had the battery installed, so let's see what happens. See if it'll run. Even if it's just off starting fluid. That's my goal of tonight to do. Wanted to do it, then it cut itself off.
And after many years of it sitting, rotting underneath my deck, being neglected, it started.
Oh, you should have kept going.
And for some reason, I thought that the linkages were wrong when they are perfectly fine. Because sometimes, just as all of you, can relate to, I'm not a genius. Don't know everything about everything.
The next day.
I got the carburetor out. I took off the bowl. So now I'm gonna clean it. Cranking it. Oh no, my paint job. Okay, so it started. Sorry that I haven't been the best at recording this. Guess I'm just too used to old times where I didn't have to record any of this. Anyway, so I got the carburetor off. I put some primer and then clear coat on that. I rebent it the opposite way because it was bending the other way before. I bent the throttle back because it was like a tidal wave in the ocean. Gasket, because I thought it was going to be bad when it's perfectly fine. I just didn't put it in correctly. I'm going to clean that up too. Here's my muffler, The paint's already starting to bubble right there, so that's really nice. So that's going to melt off. Okay, so I got the carburetor back on, and now I'm going to try, okay, so I think I definitely need to replace this soon. Like, this is still good and it's fine, but, it got paint on it from, my masterful paint job of, just just spray painting. And also it just melted onto here because it wasn't on an even playing field, so parts of the gasket got really hot, I'm gonna guess, and melted to this, and then other parts just didn't because they weren't there. So I am probably gonna get a new one, so you'll probably see that sometime in this video, but for right now, at least this thing won't set the spark plug wire on fire, so that'll be good. Okay, I got the muffler back on.
Ladybug.
Okay, so that's everything, reassembled up front. That's all of it dried up. I did add some of that on the side because the edges down here are starting to get rusty, so, just have to go full on all that. Got all that assembled. Okay, so being the utter genius that I am, the bagger attachment for this lawnmower, I just took off the brackets for and I think you can see the difference. This one has like a C-channel frame. This thing doesn't know what a frame is. So these don't, perfectly mount on here, which is just really nice. So I'm going to have to drill in those. You might be wondering why I don't just, go out and buy $40 worth of brackets for the bagger attachment. No offense, but this is the Real Budget channel. We don't got $40 for, bagger attachment, but we do have, $13 for engine oil. Okay, so I got everything assembled. Got like a makeshift thing to hold it at idle to see if it'll actually, start. Should probably turn on the fuel real quick. And just like that, it's running under its own power. That easy. It smells like crayons right now, you guys. It smells like kindergarten again. That's no joke, is burning off of it. I am trying to be very safe about that. I do not want that catching on fire. Okay, I'm just gonna see if this thing will real quick just run up and down. Just go forward, go back real quick under its own power. Look at my high performance tractor. Okay, so while I'm letting the muffler up on screen right now dry, because I'm bringing you into the future. Yes, I'm also working on this video at the same exact time as this video. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So I was just freaking out about the linkages because I just compared it to this one's linkages, which are pretty much the exact same. No joke, the exact same carburetor, exact same engine pretty much. Except for that one doesn't have a Twitter oil filter. But anyways, so, yeah. I can't really do anything else until then to start this thing up because, you know, the neighbors might just call the police with an open header. So, yeah. Okay, I got the muffler on.
And now I mow grass. Hee hee.
Alright, so that is the lawnmower. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Well, I would say that is satisfaction guaranteed. Yep. That is professional. Yeah, just straight on the outside of the tire. Yeah, professional. Okay, so I'm in my backyard to give this thing a wash because it needs one. Pretty badly. Cobwebs, and then I mowed for the first time, as you saw earlier in this video. So. Alright, so you know, I got the Dollar Tree Wash and Wax Ultra Gel. You know, because I'm kind of broke, you guys. Yeah. Anyways, so with the savings that I got from that car shop, I bought Dawn Platinum, like, 6 years ago. And then I'm going to cut and buff this thing, wax it, you know, because that really matters. Just kidding. This thing just really needs a bath. And also the muffler chooches like a steam train, dude. Just a fogger. It's just the paint.
Oh, how stupid and naive my past self was. It was indeed not the paint that was smoking.
NHRA approved battery covering for water. By the way, I used this sponge to clean out my grill. The inside, where there's a bunch of grease and char. Just so you know. Yep, I'm using a toilet brush to clean my wheels. That's just how we are here at King's Rouse. And today, I went to Menards and got some hardware for this. Because, I mean, these bolts are perfectly fine. They're not rusty or anything. But it's because of the threads. It just threads into this little tiny thin piece of metal. And taking it out, putting it back in, taking it out, putting it back in, taking it out, putting it back in, has stripped the threads of these bolts. So instead of losing the risk of that again, I'm just going to just nut and bolt that with nice new hardware. It's just a little bit loose, you know. Because when I had this on the highway, it really shakes a lot. And also here at King's Revivals, we also do some body work. Look at that. Look at that premium, very good, very nice bend. For the nuts, because I had to put them on the backside, and you can't really get access because of the C channeling, so, yeah. That hardware should be safe right there. Oh no. So I just want to mention this to you guys. I can't believe this, you know. You see that sticker, dude? It's crooked. I can't believe that. You see these stickers too, dude? They're crooked. I can't freaking believe this, dude. My dad probably paid $500 for this. He got ripped off, man. The stickers on the back are crooked because they were put on by an actual human being. Put on a human instead of a
Gosh darn
robot. And I can't believe that. Anyways. Okay, so I took off the back piece because, you know, 2 of them hold up top here. And I went, 4 more bolts, no problem. So can't wait for my dad to come up here.
Ah, dang it, Bobby.
So, as you can see, there's lots of rust, corrosion, everywhere. So, I'm gonna try and clean all that up, make it look very, very nice. California sucks. Alright, so, I forgot to film this. Well, the tripod was over there. But anyways, I got all this rinsed out. Still gotta use the blower to get all the water out, but pretty good. Waterproofed it myself, you know. Professional. Sadly, the Motor Trend Varies haven't come yet and fixed this up. Done it already. That's really sad. Gotta fire them. Anyway, so I was looking down here too. I don't know if you can see that, but that says Spicer. Yep. This thing's gonna be Spicer out in the yard already. That thing's aluminum too. Yep. This thing is performance. Okay, so now quickly, I gotta put Mo back together. Cause I gotta move some rocks in the backyard for our fire pit. Hey man, you're not supposed to use chrome sockets. Screw up! Look, wow, wow, look how you can use a chrome socket and it's perfectly... Alright, so once again, now they're successful too, with mow. That kind of rhymes. Wonder if I should put it on the back of this.
Later that day.
Alright, so, well, doing the restoration process on mow, which should be on the restoration video, but, there's not, I haven't been really recording a lot, because I just want to show you guys something. So there's a tab there, well, that's bent, to fit into that hole. That side doesn't have it, but it has that hole. So I'm gonna guess, whatever person in, either China or in the US, you know, whatever worker didn't do that, their fingers might have got chopped off or they got fired that day. I mean, whichever one the boss was feeling like. So many people say it's so hard to find these bolts because they're, like, really specific. I mean, I just got a rebuild spray in the can, you know? Okay, got some rust reformer and primer on there. Just waiting for the primer to dry. Alright, well, I took off the masking tape. You can see that. You can also see the harsh lines. See, that's what I wanted with this, but not with that. So, I just gotta wet sand that. That's all. Alright, so I've added another area where I rust prevented on mow. Just to kind of, you know, aftermarket two-tone paint for this thing, because, you know, it matches the hood now. Okay, before starting up the next project, I gotta clean up this, workspace. Okay, so I got my push mower from the, snowblower video. If you haven't watched that, it'll be linked, up here in the top right corner. And, yeah, it still runs like crusty doo-doo poo-poo butt cheeks. I'm just gonna put the Chinese carburetor that I bought for this on there, because, I don't care. I'm not gonna rebuild this one after the experience with, that one from the, riding golf cart for you. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that Chinese carburetor on there. It'll be totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, totally fine. I haven't taken off these bolts, and, they're just coming off like they're, you know, finger tight. It's so easy to get gas out of gas tanks. I should take this to my local high school. I mean, yeah, so I used a torque wrench for the first time. The video says to go up to 135, and so Chris Fix's video, which I'll link in the description, is pretty helpful for all this, because these things just seem very confusing to me. Yeah. Plus, mine goes up to 14. His only went up to, like, 8. So, I got all these torqued down to 130. The video that I saw said 135, but that's just... I got it to 130. But it could have caused it to lose compression in the cylinder, and that's why it would take, like, me, like, 15 pulls to get it to start. That it was losing just compression through the gasket, because it was slightly off by, like, got all that back on correctly. I think I took it off before, and then I didn't torque them down. 0.005 millimeters. I reinstalled the starter. I don't know if you saw the snowblower video. Once again, I'm gonna link it up here. Or it's already linked up there, I don't know. So, I got the scrap metal Chinese carburetor with very bad edges. Got all that reinstalled. I do need to clean up its connections, because, look at that. Yummy. Okay, so I repainted this, painted over some of the bare metal in it, repainted the inside of this because this is all surface rust with that high heat paint over there. It's made to cook it 450 degrees for an hour. That's not a grill. So anyways, that should be fine. So, and then I painted this also with a high heat paint, even though it's not going to ever see anything high heat because it goes right there. But it was pretty rusty, and that stops rust, and that way it stays silver. So, because, you know, here at King Survivals, we do, you know, full restorations. Okay, I got everything thrown back together, quote unquote. It's still missing that panel, but, you know, it should be okay. I'm just going to see if this thing starts up. I was walking up on Mo, and his light bulb came out. One-eyed Mo. So whether this isn't scripted, that takes like 5 different things to take off.
Okay, so then off camera I finally figured out what the actual problem was with it smoking. It was indeed not the paint, it was leaking from the valve cover. I don't know why I didn't record this. I don't know. So I changed out the valve cover gasket.
I would recommend to actually watch a tutorial video if you're trying to, you know, do this on your own. And yeah, as you can probably clearly see on this channel, I'm not, you know, smart at doing all this. I just do this as a hobby, clearly. Because I'm not one of those nerds where I'm actually according to my calculations. Okay, that's a lot coming out.
That's what she said.
Michael!
So I'm back out here working on Mo. This time around, I gotta fix his timing because he's having trouble on start. And if it's not his timing, it's the carburetor, I'm not gonna touch it. After that hunk of Chrysler turd back here, I don't want to touch it. Nope, not gonna touch it. Because they no longer make proper rebuild kits for these Nikiki carburetors. Because the, one second, thicker piece of the gasket, I don't know if I can try and show you this. Oh, it's in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there. It's too thick. So like the brains right here, that's right there, underneath that float, can't go into the rest of the carburetor. So thank you, China, for not making correct parts. So I'm gonna have to look up on Sears.com, because Sears.com still exists, but it's just mainly just for parts for their stuff. So I'm gonna have to look that up and see if I can try and find it's carburetor overhaul kits for these things. So gotta look those up. Doesn't this look familiar? Why won't this thing move back? It's almost like the tire's like completely flat. The Mow Patrol. Do you get it? Alright, so now I'm gonna take off the starter bolts and put the thread locker on them after realizing that it comes loose. Weird.
Several days later.
Now let's get the, handlebars reassembled so I can try and compression test this thing with only the finest $18 compression tester because, you know, this is real budget. Alright, bruh. Let's see how much compression this is making. I'll try and keep it up so you guys can hopefully see it. Okay, I think that was 20 pulls. Oh. Holy crap. This thing is making like, I think it's 40 on the dot. Let me look at what these engines should be making. Between 90 and 120. This whole thing, oh, that bolt's loose. Again. Now you guys can also see it. Alright. Okay, so I've raced at the gauge. Still holding only 40 pounds. Because this thing's only making, 40 pounds. Let's dump some ATF down this thing.
It's gonna turn this into butter. Right now.
It likes that.
Way to go. I think back about how I really thought that we were gonna get this charge.
Okay, so I now have a head gasket. The head totally hasn't been off for like a week now. I got the finest cheap Chinese, I'm sorry. Shh, the most expensive. Actually I did that the wrong way around. Anyways, things are scripted here. Things go wrong, unlike most other channels. So yeah. You might be wondering why we're here. Why we're back here instead of up front. I got this, and it's a much more high priority than the mower actually running. The thing that actually drives, the blade and the mower. Nah, it's not important. I think this rear axle is. Anyways, so I'm gonna install this, because without this, it's a pain in the absolute butt cheeks to work. So, does that bolt work? Nope. Great. My dad's not home right now, and then he has a doctor's appointment. It's midweek. And also, I've already spent most of my money because it's only like $300. Because this is the real budget channel, What's a hardware store? I got me 20 years worth of random hardware that my dad has. That's budget. Okay, I got this 4x4 post that you might be wondering what that hole is for. This used to be on Mo's pedal, so I could actually drive it. Now it's a lot shorter. You might be saying, well, you're still short. Shut the hell up. Just like my, ancestors on the Overground Trail. I'm holding up my wagon with a piece of wood. So, luckily, from seeing this comes off with bolts. I thought that this was a part of this whole major plate that you see right there. So Craftsmans are apparently actually Chryslers. All you Mopar guys think that those are Chryslers? Yes, but also Craftsmans. Because this thing is a, where's the number? 419035. 419036. It's off a model number. So, that would just majorly change. That bearing doesn't exist over there. And that one, I think, is a little bit taller than this one. You know what I'm going to do? Still going to install it, because I spent $45 on this part. Plus another $10 for shipping. Well, you could just return. Dude, China and people don't know what this pull tab is. Whatsoever. They don't know what it is. The model numbers are the same, but somehow that's different. Mopar or no car? Some people might call this overkill. I call this, I don't know. Anyways, let's try and get this bolt off. Tried to do this with a regular ratchet, would not want to come off. Let's try this one. Most people would replace this hardware. I say that's fine. Just needs some quick rebuilding. Okay, I got all of these parts washed. After a hard day of working in the rust mines, you can, see all that protein, all that rust fibers inside of your nails and your fingertips, that's your dinner. Anyways, well, this is really, big budget things, taking things apart, painting them and saying that they're restored, Big budget things, unlike most of these channels, I am broke. So here is the old head gasket, and here's the new. Number one, the new one is a lot thicker than the old one. And then if you compare the two, they do seem the same. But also, if there's any wear difference, it's also most likely because it's old. I do need to clean up gasket that's still left up there real quick. But other than that, it should be fine. I'm going to use, the correct kind of, stuff. Fully synthetic oil, which you're not supposed to use in a lawnmower whatsoever. To all of you dumb people out there that are like, oh yeah, I got a full oil, 10W30 oil change. Full synthetic. No, that's very bad. If it's not made in like the 90s to the 2000s, it doesn't want fully synthetic oil. It wants dinosaur. But you know what this thing is not getting? It's getting the vegetarian dinosaur, the Dilophosaurus rex or whatever.
And for context, I was lubricating up the cylinder and like inside the chamber and stuff with oil. I don't know why, man. I'm sick. Okay, so then next I started to try and drill out a bolt that was broken off in the head, and then I realized this.
Once again, melted down World War II armor plating from a battleship. No, I'm not going to deal with this for another 2 days and waste my life. No. Let's get all this reassembled. So when do I put on the orange RTV? I'm supposed to put on the red RTV now, right? Right before you torque it, right? 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 Right?
Okay, once again, I didn't give any context to this, but I started to take off the muffler.
There is currently a bloodbath inside of the muffler. Very good. So, I have a theory about this. I think that this little tiny area right here is a little tiny thermostat, acts as, if you can see this lever right here, that's what connects to it. And that's the choke. That's what you call engineering. That's Mopar thing. My grandma's lawnmower looks a lot like this, but it doesn't have that. So I don't know if that's just a Platinum thing. I don't know. It's probably just a Craftsman thing, because Craftsmans are the most superior tool company and company from everything but buying a computer.
Wow, just how foolish and naive my past self was once again. In the up-and-coming video, which you'll get a little tiny sneak peek of right here, yeah, that is proven very wrong.
That's oil. Oh, you little fish. It's pissing on the driveway. Yeah, fish. I was wondering why this thing was going anywhere weird. That's stuck behind the head gasket. Real man of genius. Dude, you're not supposed to use the chrome socket on your impact. Dude, you're supposed to use the torque wrench. We are going to retake off everything here because clearly the timing is off. Where was I going with that? The timing is off because it will not start. You might say, well, it might be the carburetor. That's a good point. It is made out of scrap metal, but also, the intake is cracked in half. And it's just super glued and then re-RTV'd around. Only the safest options. Get this off. Whoa! Whoa, look at that, regular drill and driver. Wow, it's almost like that can replace a $300 dumbass socket set. Well, it won't rewind back. As long as you're Hercules like me.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You can totally rewind that. Or it's, called reverse. Oh. And also, I don't get what people's, deal is with, liking, not really good tool brands. I like Milwaukee power tools. I like DeWalt. Craftsman's been the best since whenever Sears developed, Craftsman power tools. It's always been the best. Craftsman's the best. I'm not sponsored, clearly, because these are Husky tools. Because, I'm an actual, human being. I don't have Tang tools. I don't have these big companies sponsoring me. If they like to sponsor me, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I don't have any of those guys sponsoring me. So, I don't have big fancy tools, I have, what you have access to,
the cheapest tools known to man. So I wanted to show you. I've been on this many of times with a rubber mallet. You see all that slop? Most guys are just with a budget. Oh my god, it's so useless. Dude, that's still perfectly fine. I could probably still beat the crap out of this and be and it'll be perfectly fine. Because this was at a time when I didn't know the glorious mythical place of Harbor Freight existed. So I didn't know about that yet. I didn't unlock that part of the map yet. So yep, still primitive. And also, I'm gonna say this about every single one of these darn brands these days. What is up with your over $100 for a battery? What is up with those crackhead prices? Like, lower down the cost, including you, craftsman. Like, the cost for these batteries are ridiculous. It's like over $100 for a 4 amp and a 2 amp. Huh? Looks like we're eating ice soup for the next 3 days, you guys. Had to buy new batteries for the garage, like, come on. And also, unlike lots of these people, you know, I don't have, you know, we're back to the 50 square feet, you guys. Like, this is realistic. This is down to earth. You can do this in your driveway, in your garage if you have one. If not, a freaking parking spot in your apartment complex or your townhouse complex, whatever. Condo complex, I don't know where you live, maybe. You know, like, this is realistic. That's what my YouTube channel will and always be about. Realistic budget, not budget of $3,000. That's not a budget. Total build for $3,000, that's not a budget. No. Now, will it get up to that someday? Yeah, that's my hope. You know, that's, you know, budget for, you know, somebody who makes, you know, $100,000 a year. You know, that's a budget for, you know, a cheap car. But right now, that's, you know, that's ridiculous. That is astronomical. This you could probably find on Facebook Marketplace for probably $100, probably with one of these broken off. Buy a mount from China because, oh, I'm sorry, never mind. This is a Mopar, so it's only built on a Thursday, so you have to somehow find another Thursday-built lawnmower. Sorry, because Craftsman is also Chrysler for some reason with lawnmowers. Also, I don't like newer Craftsman tools because they're all made in China. Like, make them in the US of A, Craftsman. Stop becoming cheap bastards. Yeah, that is the joke. Okay, I just want to just show you, you know, what lots of these other lawnmowers don't have. My grandma's lawnmower, I think, has the same engine as this, even with the electric start. But because Toro sucks, Craftsman, you know, once again, it's the superior lawn equipment. I hate gasoline trimmers. I had one straight from hell, would never start. Had spark, had fuel, but I think the only thing that thing didn't have going for it was compression, if I remember right.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. You know, it's almost like the air and fuel mixture ratio just can't get in there. Huh. Puzzling thing, you know. Very, very puzzling. Okay, so I'm out here at the side of my house. Hopefully I'm not going to get sprayed by a skunk in the dark. Because we're having a real big skunk problem. Apparently skunks do deserve rice. For some reason you can't kill a skunk anymore. Animal control will come, take it, and put it near the nearest forest preserve. They no longer, you know, give it a shot to, you know, kill it. Because, you know, skunks deserve rights in this world. No, they don't. So, freaking wild animal. But I'm going to show you, the proper way. Oh, good thing I got the logo right there. Really need you guys to see this. You know this ammonia that I'm putting in here? To my dad. Because that's his ammonia for the skunk stuff. You didn't see anything. This is a figment of your imagination. Here comes the scrap guy. Really, go fix me that washing machine. This is professional. A lot of people said that they got a tub. I got the original source to clean with. Because there's some kind of yellowness that I think I got a bad batch of gas or something. Or parts. New cheap Chinese parts are in. And before you complain that I, complain a lot about, China, it's because, the parts are crappy. And I know that because, they don't know what they're talking about. They can't make parts. There's certain parts that, you need. And they're like, I don't know what that is. Here's 50 of the same. Huh? Here's the new intake. So these look the same. The bolts do look the same. The tops do look the same, as you can see. But the difference is that the openings are a lot different. So, we're going to lose a lot of power at the dyno when we dyno this thing totally. And also, I don't think I had the gasket for that, or it came apart when I took this off originally. So, plus side, we actually have a gasket this time around instead of just RTV smeared around it. And it also came with a cheapy spark plug and cheapy filter, so I guess I get extras. Anyways, it also came with some other stuff for like the carburetor, like a jet, and a gasket. So I'm gonna look in here real quick. And this is what I was talking about earlier. So China doesn't know how to make parts. Cry about it if you want to. But look at that. See how that has a metal sleeve? That doesn't. So this new carburetor doesn't have this.
A needle and seat, I think?
This thing, which is what it needs to work, to run. Which it probably had, but last night well, all of this pretty much disassembled itself, including the flow pole falling out. So, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna see how well this cleans up, and just take out the rubber stuff, the stuff that needs to be replaced, and truthfully just rebuild this one with air quotes. Now I got the carburetor, totally, black market approved refurbishing. Now I'm going to install the new low torque long intake. Yep, this baby's now gonna be for torque only. And maybe connecting the fuel line. I wonder why the gas is just pouring out of it. Weird. Okay, hopefully I stay in frame. If I don't, sorry. Once again, smoking out the neighborhood. Alright, so, once again, went to Menards, because, that's the best, hardware store around if you live in the Midwest, not Home Depot. Home Depot sucks, because you can't get 11% back on all this. Anyways, so I got a new, proper, non-Chinesian filter. I think that these are clearly made out of plastic, but because they're so cheap, I think they're just made out of regular old plastic. So over time, they begin to leak. So, but these are actually like fuel-resistant plastic, I think. And I got stainless steel hardware for the rear mounts over there. So yeah, we are going to install all of that today. Alright, now let's replace the hardware for these brackets.
Several days later.
Oh, we got this thing, fully restored. Look at that new powder coat. Totally finished. But anyways, so part go back on. The other parts are drying because they're still being powder coated. Totally. So yeah. Okay, so now we're going to reinstall, with air quotes, the battery. Well, actually reinstall it. I'm going to get a new one over the winter, because it's $60 on Sears.com for one, because I've already explained this earlier.
So I actually cut that part of the video out. So, they don't make this battery at like Batteries Plus or any regular place. Only Sears.com makes it because the battery assembly, because there's no terminals on the batteries. It's like glued with waterproof connections. So I have to buy it on Sears.com for like $60. So right now I can't do that. That's probably gonna be like a spring thing purchase. So because I don't make any money. So like and subscribe and share this to the whole family and family tree, friends, family, whatever.
Reclean this because dirt has showed its presence once again. I can't have my lawnmower being dirty with leaves and grass, the thing that's supposed to do and be with. Anyways, and I gotta fix this wheel because it is $40 for a new wheel on Sears.com. So, because, China. So, I'm going to figure out the washers. So, that way, I don't have to buy any new hardware, any new washers, any new wheels, until I can afford the nice one. Yeah, this thing's totally not on fire. Been cutting the grass pretty good up front. But, yeah, it's totally not on fire. Alright, let's just, Alright, surface prep, just wiped off some of the dust. Once again, another nicotine patch has been added. Alright, now this thing is completely done and restored. Even with the, Junkyard Day sticker. Nicotine patches, Okay, so, I got a question. Does anybody have any kind of commercials, footage, advertisements, pictures of these? Lazy Boy Company in Lynn, Indiana. Does anybody have anything on that? Because I'd like to be able to have, some pictures or videos of, these things new or advertisements of these. Because nobody has it on the internet. So, I know it's a tiller, but, I care. Anyways, so lots of people have been flaunting, having Temu this and Temu that. I was the original person who bought things from Temu. Well, my mom did. This is a Temu bike shed. Only the finest here. This was $50, This thing is coming apart like the Columbia, re-entering the atmosphere. It's tearing apart. All these grommets are rusting. Like the Titanic. So, it's only the best, only the finest. for bike and scooter storage and singular push mower storage here at King's Revivals. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this episode of King's Revivals. As you saw, I'm still, you know, hiding from the law.
Okay, so there's supposed to be a video bit between the golf cart and Mo here, where the golf cart would chase me around the backyard, and, you know, whole thing was gonna be, you know, fun, you know? I went to go and do that, and, well, you already saw it earlier in the video, but, yeah, it hydro-locked on itself. But you'll see that in the fleet restoration video, which will come out hopefully this January.
So, but both of these are now officially, you know, pristine, totally, machines, and these are both definitely not fixed, but different. So, yeah, that's about it for both of these. Like and subscribe, because the next video will be the fleet restoration, which is what would you pipe down, which is what I'm working on next. Well, actively, because anyways, so that's me for this video, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.